All right, here we go. Apparently, I don't understand clocks.
Yeah, I wonder who caught that 30-second countdown to a 2-minute countdown to it. Just kidding, we're live now.
First show, okay? First show on a completely reconfigured show that we've never done before. Are we live? Okay, it looks like we're live. Can one of you verify on your phones? Because I've got chat kind of hidden there.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got the
Okay, all right, we got this. So here is our inaugural
specificity.
This is the first RTFM podcast. Yeah. And now, when I said we were going live with this new show, the amount of people that are like, "What does RTFM stand for?" I've heard a lot of really good ones, like really fine, thick guys.
Really thick, fine men.
Really
I saw that. I saw that earlier. That was good.
It actually stands for "Read the Effing Manual." All right, if you've worked in IT, that's all you need to know. So here's the. Also, I am your host, Jay.
Oh yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah.
To be a real podcast.
If you're new here, and you're probably like, "Who are these amateurs?" I am your host, Jay. This is my co-host Phil and Nick.
So I like how you're pointing on an audio podcast as if they're going to know.
Because so here's the thing: this show is also going to be syndicated to Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple, Google. So if you guys are like, "I'd like to listen to these types of shows," then the VOD will be up on YouTube. But if you just want to listen to it, then you can do that. So give it some time. The first time you set up these podcasts, it takes time for them to like propagate and all that stuff.
A couple days or so, they said, right?
Yeah, on Anchor FM, it'll be available like almost right away.
Anchor FM and Spotify are usually pretty quick. And then it's still working on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, all the other, good stuff.
Right.
So wherever you get your podcasts, you'll get it.
But the point of this show is not to talk about tech. That was a mistake I made with Tech Talk back in the day. Over 150 episodes of a tech show that I realized never really talked about tech. And then calling it Tech Talk really made people mad because they're like, this isn't Tech Talk. You remember those days.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are probably like, who's this guy? So if you guys...
I was the dude banning everybody.
You were the guy in the background banning everybody.
He definitely was the silent, awesome moderator.
So this is Nick. Nick left us for a while to go work for Nissan, and now he's back. And so everyone give him a round of applause. Oh, wait, wrong one. There we go.
Wow. Yeah, that's what people think when they say, "Oh yeah, I got hired at JC Said."
That's not a real job. Tell me, is that what your mom said when you said you were coming back to work for me?
That's a great question. She said, "Oh, you're going back?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?"
She goes, "Are you sure?"
Wait, was it? Oh, you're going back, or oh, you're going back? There's a difference.
It was surprised worried, not the depressed worried.
Like 40%. 40%
no,
worried.
Was it like, oh, you're going back?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. It's like you're going to the sketch neighbor kid's house.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So anyway, the point of the show is just to talk about tech lifestyle, things that interest us. We're going to be enjoying a drink during each one of these shows. So that's very noisy, sir. Ice in a metal container. I'm enjoying some Elijah Craig small batch. People who followed me long enough know that I am a bourbon guy. Oh, wait. It's...
Oh. So good.
Sounds
Worth
good.
the $400 microphone.
We also do... That's why I got it.
Yeah.
We also do not condone drinking for if you're underage.
Yeah.
So make sure you're old enough to drink.
Grab a really nice Capri Sun, like...
Or juice, any other
Pacific
juice
cooler.
box.
Or the Kool-Aid jammers.
Ooh.
Nick, what are you enjoying over here in the red plastic cup?
I am enjoying a red plastic cup classic of rum and Coke.
Nice.
Ooh, where's the ping pong balls?
Whoa. Okay, so I had...
How many people want us to play beer pong on
Oh no.
I've already done a round of cocktail pong. That was the worst mistake I've ever done.
That's a lot stronger.
Yeah, I lost.
In more ways than one.
This is super stronger.
All right, Phil, what do you got going on in your Yeti?
I had a bottle that Renee got me. This
It was mostly empty, guys, I swear.
Yeah, I'm not an alcoholic on the weekdays. Maker's Mark 46. Thanks again, Renee. That was an awesome birthday gift. Yes, I realize it's been over 6 months, but you got to enjoy the good stuff and don't just chug it all.
Well, yeah, I've got my sipping bourbons. I've got my I just want to get smashed bourbons, which are usually the cheap ones.
Usually the ones we're playing Rocket League.
And then we've got everything in between. So anyway, guess what, guys? We actually have topics. We have an outline. We have structure, something I've never had on this show before. I've seen people be like, why are you starting a podcast now? It's like, these are the new people. They don't realize
There's literally like times, like we have a clock and everything so that Jay knows like to keep us on track and everything on this.
So
it's
if
crazy.
if you guys want to contact the show, this is a non-live interaction for the most part. We're not really going to be talking to comments. This isn't a typical show. Think your morning talk show, right? You guys want to contact us. We have an email. It's rtfm@jays2cents.com. Write your messages. Towards the end of the show, we actually have like a, I called it something. What did I call it? Let me go. Oh, FTFA. From the freaking audience is what we're calling it, where we take 3 or 4 of your guys' emails that we find are interesting, and they will drive the topics. So reach out to us there if you guys want to be a part of the show. So starting it off, each one of us get a section.
I get my topic.
You get your topics. Why don't you go ahead and drive,
Nick's
sir?
been excited about this.
Oh, wait,
topic.
before we get this going, let's get this going.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
It's so lame.
Plastic
There's no glass on glass. It's just metal and plastic.
And for 2 bourbon drinkers, I don't care that you think I shouldn't have ice. I'm drinking it.
And for people that play no Buffalo, because I'm not chugging the thing because I want to enjoy it.
All right. So my topic is rage quitting. Why we rage quit and what do we do about it? Which was pretty. I mean, it spiked this week after watching Phil do it. But I've seen Jay
I finally did it. I finally broke a controller in Rocket League. It actually.
I've never had such a small human being make me worried for my own safety.
I don't want to talk about it, guys. No.
That controller, rest in peace. I wanted to put on display with my broken controller, but you were like, no. And you like,
I didn't want it. I don't want to see it anymore. I was like, I don't even want it to remind me. I was just delete this controller from my life.
Jay asked me to go pick it up while you're still stomping.
He was
on
like,
it. I told no way, dude. I'm gonna wait for him to
Phil
simmer down
is
before I go anywhere near him.
Phil is literally stomping on it, jumping up and down. He's throwing it across the studio.
It felt good though. I mean, come on, tell me that doesn't feel good.
Yes, but you were extra mad because it wasn't breaking correctly.
Yeah.
It wasn't breaking open.
I mean, and you grabbed it afterwards. Okay, so for reference, this is such a dumb topic.
No, I think so. Do you know how many people I think can relate to this topic?
Yeah, no. Okay, for reference, it was a SN30 Pro. It was like that little SNES controller that works as like has dual analogs and stuff, and it was surprisingly strong. Like I mean, you heard how like pissed off I was, and then when you picked it up again, you were like, the whole controller is still in one piece. It was just like the PCB inside that broke.
The inside sounded like it turned to dust.
Yeah, it was
like,
the PCB
sand.
was the sand.
it was like it's like a maraca.
One of the joysticks was like flush with the controller body.
Oh,
That's what happened. But yeah,
I told Nick while you were out here literally like it sounded like a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. I looked at Nick and I said,
looked like one too because of the size.
I said, hey, go get that controller. And Nick goes, no,
way,
I'm
dude.
gonna wait for that to simmer down.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I'm gonna wait for that to simmer down.
It was okay. So like, I mean,
Did that incident drive this topic for you?
it did because both of you guys had your instances of breaking
Whoa,
controllers.
whoa! I don't have instances.
Oh, no,
or incidences.
no, there's like 150 replies on my tweet when you had your incident. So yeah, they know about it.
About that one.
But
All I need to say is I recently started getting seriously into Rocket League.
he got
And I have
addicted.
never raged. Okay, no, I take that back.
It was that day where he tweeted, "Anyone that plays Rocket League is like
Is a
is like
masochist."
masochist or whatever." And then it was funny because just like everyone else that plays Rocket League, about a week later you got back into it and then just started playing. and then you
I
started
made
having
some
fun.
huge progressions this season.
Yeah, you gold 2 now.
The only game that's ever made me madder is when I used to heavily do Warcraft Arena.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
like
I
we're
can only
talking
imagine.
like getting up at 4 a.m, Q dodging, doing all kinds of crazy stuff to try and get in Gladiator and all that. But
I can only imagine how annoying that would get.
so what you saw me do with that Xbox controller that day, I've done with full on setups.
Like a keyboard
Yeah,
and mouse.
yeah,
yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Dude, do you know how many headphones I went through? My wife, if she's listening right now, can attest to this. I would grab the headphones, swing them around the court like a lasso into the wall.
That's awesome.
I'm not even kidding. So I think it's a good point that you bring up gamer rage, because rage quitting, not just rage quitting, but getting mad over a game. Because I think that's a true like psychological effect people don't understand. Is like
When they get tilted.
when you feel that pressure inside your chest where you're so mad because of a game. And we were talking about this. It's not often
At least
like
for us, at least just for us, like
I think we're a pretty good sample set though.
it's usually not the enemy's fault, right?
It's usually never the enemy's fault.
Yeah.
You're
It's-
usually mad at yourself.
That's the root of the problem, really. Is
Yeah.
that it's just like you're just frustrated because you know you should be playing better, and then it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, more often than not, if I've come across a game that I just think like the game is bad, right? I'll get mad, but I'll just move on.
Yeah.
But Rocket League is a game that just really shows how bad you are at like geometry or reaction time.
Yeah.
Physics. Yeah. I'm just now getting to the point where I'm comfortably going up into the aerials for things, and I'm like experiencing rage all over again.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, because now you can miss in 3 directions or 3 dimensions instead of just 2.
The physics sometimes go wrong too when you pinch it, and it just goes like a completely different way that you
or
expect.
like
For the Rocket League players out there, though, like, because Jay's been maining 1s, which is the most infuriating game type.
But how can I be a reliable player if I can't rely on only myself?
I feel like 1v1 is like simultaneously the most rewarding and also the most infuriating sometimes. But
You've got no one to blame but yourself.
yeah.
I don't go anywhere near 1v1s.
No, twos make me more mad than ones.
Yeah, because now you have another idiot that that you have to deal with. So at least if I mess up in 1s, it's me.
So what game in history would you say has made you the most angry? Nick, go.
Modern Warfare.
Which one?
All of them.
Okay, fair enough.
All of them.
Doesn't matter if it's Infinity Ward or what's the other crappy company?
I only played Modern Warfare. Like, I didn't do the Treyarch games.
But Treyarch did Modern Warfare 2.
They did Black Ops.
Oh, they only did the Black Ops title.
Yeah,
Oh.
I stuck with the Infinity Ward.
Oh, okay.
Guys.
Well, it doesn't matter. They all still suck.
Well, that one, yeah.
Jeez.
I hated the hit marker sound. Like, that just bugged me. I don't know why.
It was like a psychological thing. Like, you get the hit marks, it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how many times it's like, and then you're dead? It's like, wait.
It's like, hold up. What?
And that's why Nick breaks control.
Okay, Modern Warfare. For you, go.
It was Rocket League. That was the first time I've ever broken a controller with a video game. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Oh my God. I
Like,
can't count how many
legitimately.
things I broke.
Legitimately, that was the first time. That's why I kind of went all out, because I was like, well, you know what? I finally am going to do it. So
Nick,
I'm going to break
or Phil,
out of this controller.
When you were walking back from the dumpster, you looked like a short, little overweight, pissed off The Rock.
Thanks.
No, I'm serious. Like, if Dwayne Johnson were 5'2", what are you, 5'2"?
Oh, God. Yeah. So if Dwayne Johnson was Kevin Hart's height, because he always gives him crap.
Yes.
Because Kevin Hart is 5'2", which
Because
is
when you
funny.
were walking, you were like,
like invisible lats
yes,
and everything.
yes.
I didn't know.
You were
I didn't
doing
remember.
like you were doing
I
like the
was
short
super
little
mad.
arm.
That's
Yeah, you were doing like
funny.
those short little arm
I
movements.
was so pissed. Like, I don't even remember.
I know. I hid in the corner, dude. Like, I just felt your energy of like, oh, no, I'm not going to do anything to get in his way. I'm just going to stay here.
And I bet you, like some of the audience right now is just like, but he laughs at everything. How could he be mad? And it's like,
Yeah, but most people who are that happy can also be that mad.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's my secret cap. I'm always angry.
No, that's my secret cap. I'm always confused.
Yeah. That's what all the comments were on Nick on like during that vlog episode. They were just like, why does Nick just look confused the whole time? And I'm just
I
like,
My
would
favorite
just-
one is I had no emotion.
yeah.
What do you mean?
I didn't show any emotion.
Because that's just Nick's default face, is like literally like an NPC without a script.
This is
It's
Nick's
just-
default face.
Just loading. No one's going to see that, unless they're on the live show.
Well, there's a bajillion. There's
Okay, you guys-
5,000 people in the show right now.
and
so
I want to
they're
point out
seeing
for our very first show, we've already had almost 21,000 playbacks. So I think we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think at least 4 times the people that are watching right now came in and were like, "This is dumb," and left already. But that's fine. That's
Yeah.
21,000 playbacks already in the first 14 minutes. So I'll take it. No, for me, honestly, it's World of Warcraft.
I remember I used to come over to your house and like walk in your shag carpet and just find keycaps every now and then.
Oh yeah.
It's like a salvage yard a keyboard.
No, like because his carpet was so thick, he could hide like zip tie clippings from whenever he did cable management.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's sticking
so-
upwards.
I would always find them, and then like
your feet?
Yeah, every other day, like, why is there a keycap here? I'm like, oh, okay, I know why.
Remember that one time I was like, look behind the couch, and there was like 8 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, I can't tell you, and I'm sorry for the sniffling, guys. It's
pretty
kind of cold
funny.
in here today. I can't tell you how many times I've literally taken the keyboard and just like smashed it on the desk.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that feel pretty good.
It does, but then when you don't have a backup, you're like, I go to Best Buy now and buy a new keyboard so I can play
You're
this
on-
game again.
you do my walk into Best Buy, just give me a fucking keyboard. Oops.
Language. That's the thing. I forgot to.
Okay, you
Freaking
gotta drink.
keyboard.
You gotta
yeah,
drink.
I gotta drink. Sorry, guys. Cheers.
We're trying to keep this as family friendly as possible, but this is also a very raw show. And with
And
that-
all three
sorry.
of us are
Sorry,
also
I just
very.
kicked Nick on accident.
All 3 of us are like not family friendly. I can't even.
Speak for yourself, sir. I have 2 daughters.
Yeah, that doesn't mean.
Although
you're
I did
family
actually,
friendly.
I did accidentally play that playback of us testing the.
Yeah, that was pretty
and
good,
there were
yeah.
some bad words that I was very ashamed of. So.
You just like closed it, like, okay, we're done.
Oh yeah, when little Jay was
Okay.
here listening on the headphones, right?
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
Anyway,
I'll be honest though. World of Warships has gotten pretty close for me. Because the problem with World of Warships to me.
I remember that one. Like it was like a couple weeks where you kept plateauing because your teammates were just all being dumb.
Well, in ranked, yeah. Because that's the thing with. I started playing Rocket League in competitive.
That's how dumb his teammates were being in Warships that he literally stopped. He stopped loving boats for a second and started loving rocket.
No, I still love boats. It's just we were in between ranks and stuff there for a while. But no, the thing that really irritates me over a game like World of Warships sometimes is you can have perfect placement, but you could just be screwed by the RNG in that game.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of geometry involved in that game as well, but also RNG.
Yeah, because every interaction with like a round and a ship is RNG, correct? Like every single time a shell even gets close to a ship, it's RNG, whether or not it hits, whether or not it bounces.
The RNG dice that it rolls depends on the angle at which you've hit the armor, what's your round capacity, what's your armor pen, all that sort of stuff. But then it's like
influence.
It's like, okay, still... here are all the factors, roll the die.
Yeah, and it's like how many times have I seen you shoot a whole salvo and then they all hit and you're just like, wow, they all bounced. Really?
They're all ricochets, and they're not like angled shots.
Exactly,
we're talking plunging fire in a deck on a cruiser with a battleship, and it's like 6 ricochets. It's like come on, or 6 shatters. It's like come on, man.
Like what are you shooting at them bouncy balls? Like
I'm shooting flubber rounds.
A 2,000-pound flubber round. Yeah.
I haven't broke a controller yet. I've only literally uninstalled the game, or back then.
So I
feel like Nick's the one that you really scared of because he's all quiet and kind of calm about it and like I'm just gonna install. So I'm gonna give my stuff away.
I apologize for those that are listening to the feed after the fact that you can't get this visual, but I imagine this is Nick's rage.
Yeah, and then that's just like the
he's just that was him uninstalling and then just like and then he goes
well, if you
didn't you text your friend? Do you text your friend to give it all the way to him or whatever?
I saw with Modern Warfare, I literally sold all 3 of them like the next day to him. And,
but that was before you were talking digital copy. Yeah, that's all.
With digital copy, like would have been on Discord and stuff. When my friends just say, "Hey, what happened? You disconnected?" I'm like, "Oh, my internet's probably going shitty. I'm just gonna leave."
Right, you liar.
Yeah, yeah. And I just straight up like uninstall the game and never join them again on that game.
That's right. Funny.
And the problem with not being honest is the next day, hey Nick, you want to play Modern Warfare? Oh no, I can't. My mom wants me to do chores.
Whatever, you don't play it.
No, but I know the excuses. Yeah, I've heard the excuses firsthand.
I haven't broke anything.
Yeah, why don't either of you play Warships with me anymore?
I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it.
No, you just copied his answer.
Yeah, well, and because I as a introvert that's learned to sort of sometimes be extroverted, I've also learned to just be like, don't lie about it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not feeling up for a game, I'm not. Like, why try force yourself and then
you've been honest. It's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, and also like there's been times too where I forced myself to play a game with people because they wanted me to play with them, and then like I just don't. If I'm not having fun, and then you just get even more mad at the game, and then it's like, dude, why am I getting mad at a game that I'm not even really raging at? I'm just annoyed because I'm here and I'd rather be doing something else or watching something or So it's like nowadays I'm just honest and just like, no, dude, I don't feel like it. Sorry.
And you know what? I appreciate that kind of honesty because I stopped asking you to play. Mm-hmm. Every now and then, like if we're doing like a LAN party here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll play it. Yeah, because
screwing around is fun. Like because we get into the private matches, we do things like, okay, everyone, 12 on 12 torps only.
Yeah. I mean, you, me, and Nick have had some of the most ridiculous Rocket League stuff in private matches where just 10 times boost all spikes and
super
it's
bouncy
hilarious.
ball was the
super bouncy ball was ridiculous.
Yeah, and then super bouncy puck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the puck.
Neither do I, but it's great.
Normal physics puck is cool, but I won't do super bouncy.
That was like air hockey on crack. All right. Was that game mode.
That topic is over.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Yeah, see, clock, schedule.
Hey,
we got schedule to keep here.
3:20.
I need to put a woo woo sound in here for like a train.
Yeah.
All aboard. All right, next topic's actually mine, and that is going to be, other than your computers and your phones, what piece of tech can you not be without every day? Like if you had to go a day without it, you literally are going to be like fetal in the corner sweating.
Oh, geez.
I actually wish I hadn't put it that way because I'm going to sound really pedantic. Mine is
it's kind of tough once you get rid of all the main computers, right?
Mine is the self-driving feature in my AMG.
Okay, so you can go into cars.
The first time you were with me,
I'm still scared
we were
of that.
driving back to the Inland Empire from Calabasas on a Friday. On a Friday at like 4 p.m.
Oh.
That's like a 3-hour drive, if you guys don't know.
Oh, and it's traffic, and it's the most
stop,
annoying
dude, it's stop and go through the valley.
Oh.
So anyone that knows the North Valley, Los Angeles County, North Valley over by Ventura, knows that you are sitting on that 101 for hours. To be able to flip that switch, push that button, and just have the car drive itself in traffic and stop and go and all that, that was the best. And then we found out my car has a fireplace.
Yeah, that was when we. That's
Wait,
fireplace
what?
mode.
It's got a fireplace.
It turns the heater on? That's
yeah.
It turns the seat warmers on and like the armrest warmers, and then it puts a fireplace on the dash and makes all the LEDs inside red.
But there is enough traffic time for us to figure out like what modes of the massage we like.
Oh yeah, the seat massagers. Yeah. See these.
I'm just imagining like some engineered AMG.
Jay's changed, man.
But I'm just imagine like you're like working on the power plant, and some guy, hey, should we put a fireplace in the center console thing? Well, why? Why are you asking me?
Well, you see, we have the auto drive feature. So.
The auto drive. All right, so I think mine. Yeah, I was gonna think car related too. Honestly, it's just the hybrid drivetrain in my car, and the fact that it's a Honda because it's kind of invincible,
and kind of like you can go like 63 days on a tank.
yeah. Like I like no joke. I fill up probably once every 3 weeks.
Oh snaps!
I get like 40 at the minimum, 40 miles a gallon at the minimum, and I'm not bad.
When the guy that fills up half as much as I do says, "Oh snaps!"
I fill up at least once a week.
Jay, how many times have you like, we needed something at Home Depot. You're like, can you drive? My truck's out of gas. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I don't care. But
Yeah.
it's like a real thing because it takes Jay's
Okay, so because
cars.
my commute is 4 miles,
yeah, he doesn't care about it.
I don't care about MPG. And my cars, like my cars, not my wife's or the company or car. It's just they all suck. Right, the ZL1 on the 85 gets
But that's not what they're for.
8 to 9 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Right.
And I bought that car because I was still working in LA at the time. So my commute was seriously.
You bought that after you started working for me. I remember.
Yeah, but I know, and it was still part time. But yeah, like that was like a 60-mile one-way commute.
Right.
So,
imagine if you still were making that commute right now in the GTI, with gas prices being $4 a gallon right now.
Yeah, that would suck. But I mean, it would also just be like, well, at least I'm not any of Jay's cars.
That sounds like me.
Imagine 9 miles a gallon to LA.
Okay,
You're not going to get there.
I couldn't drive the 1LE in LA anyway because of the potholes and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't feel like putting a strut through the tower, I'm not. What about you, sir?
Is it okay to say my car? Because the first choice was going to say computer, but
I feel like we should be a little more granular than saying a car. Like I said, at least a feature in my car. As pedantic as it sounds, yes, I'm aware of what it sounded like to be like, I couldn't possibly live without my self-driving car.
All right, then what about a manual transmission car?
Okay, that's
Does that
valid.
count?
You can't live without a manual? Like if you have a manual, it's like, oh, that's it. My life's
bored,
over.
I would honestly be bored to death because I get bored driving my mom's Mini. Like even though that probably
I think
might
that's
be
a valid answer.
the next car, but
It might be a little hyperbole, but I think it's valid. Okay, it's not like Nick's gonna die if he gets put in a Prindle, but
We could test that. No, wait.
Hey,
What?
Nick, drive my car.
Hold up.
Nick, just
Hold up here. Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. You're Mr. I have to have a manual. The other day I sent him on a coffee run. Can I take the AMG?
well, you said
Yeah, but
that's like the second time you let me drive the company car. So I was kind of excited that okay, I'll try it again. Let's see if I could park it without her curbing the wheel.
Yeah, and then you made the curb alarm go off.
that's Nick's minimum requirement for driving Jay's AMG is
No, you
maybe
asked-
I won't
you-
curb the wheels this time.
For the record, he didn't curb my wheels. He curbed his wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And I
what's,
can't talk crap either because
what's the first thing I said to you when you drove it?
Don't curb it.
That's it.
was
So that's
easy.
what you're known for. When I'm like, don't curb it.
Yeah.
and then when he came back and
yeah, Jay.
I
Or
was
Phil was
outside
standing
vaping.
outside.
I was outside vaping and I see him pull into the parking lot and he cuts really close to the curb and I was like, like I did this face and then Nick saw it and he was like, what?
No, and then the computer like showed the 360 camera. I'm like,
So you just see the car
"Oh."
stop.
Did it do the red line and everything?
It did do the red line. It just popped out and it flashed on the yellow.
It was like the-
flashed yellow
Oh,
on the
okay.
right side.
If it goes red and makes a solid beep, you know you're close to the curb.
Yeah.
No, it just did a yellow caution.
You should have just used the auto park feature.
Oh,
It does take forever though.
But it still does it.
Yeah.
I bet I'll read the manual next time.
I know.
RTFM.
Maybe if you were
Oh my
That's
goodness.
hilarious.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't think people that live in either non-congested areas or the countryside or whatever understand what LA traffic is like on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to put it in like contrast, if I were in say the ZL1, which is a manual twin disc clutch, my legs would have been done.
You've legitimately gotten cramps before on like old vlogs
Like
driving
shin
to LA.
cramps.
Yeah.
I've experienced that. Actually.
No, the shin cramps are for when you're tall guys. Tell me you're with me on this one. When you're as tall as I am, I'm 6 foot. I'm between 6'3" and 6'4". My height is changing these days. I'm getting older, right? When you have to sit at a crazy angle and you constantly have to keep your toes pulled back, that's a lot of shin strain. And when you're having to go gas brake, gas brake, gas brake, gas brake.
It's like the exact opposite for me because my butt has to come out of the seat sometimes in
it's
cars to
calf
clutch all
cramp?
the way down.
It's like calf cramps.
Yeah, because literally my leg, even fully extended, won't reach the clutch on some cars because like they put the freaking grab point so low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fun fact, we actually have a car video coming out on the car channel eventually. That we actually spent a lot of production time on it, where we got to test drive an Evora GT for a while. It's a 6-speed Lotus that I was like, there's no way I'm going to fit in it. And the Lotus guys were like, you're going to fit fine. We found out I fit comfortably. Phil was too short for the car.
It was actually worse than my Golf. I didn't know like
With the seat all the way forward.
Yeah, all the way forward.
You had to like
all the way
stretch,
forward, all the way up. Yeah.
You had to stretch out of your seat to clutch in all the way.
Yeah, you saw it every single time. But I mean, besides that, the car was amazing. But
I remember the first time.
I can't drive it because I literally am not comfortable in it.
You know what I love about Lotus is they're like, you know what? We're the go-kart of the track
Of
world,
the cars,
right?
yeah.
They're like, what should we do for a power plant? Just get a Sienna motor and put a supercharger on it.
Oh, right.
400 horsepower. The car weighs.
Yeah, just call Mr. Toyota up real quick.
The Evora GT is actually kind of heavy, but versus like a Lotus Elise.
Yeah.
But still, I was just like, that's hilarious, and it sounded so good. But yeah,
it definitely made both of us crack up just out of fun.
so any tall guys out there that know what I'm talking about, if you sat in traffic long enough, you get that shin cramp. It hurts because if you're already tall enough to where your legs are pretzeled under the dash, you're not going to be able to properly point your toe straight. So, a calf cramp, you have to pull your toe up to release the cramp, right?
Oh.
You can't toe down if you don't have enough room under the dash. You're in traffic, trying not to rear end the car in front of you as you're having massive shin cramps. So the very first time, it was a feature that was in the car. Nick went with me to buy it. There was only 2 on the lot. And it was like, one was, really expensive and then one was expensive. So of course I went with the really expensive one because of write-off, right? And the first time I saw that feature, I was a little sketched out by it. But the more I got comfortable with it and the more I actually started to trust it, except for the 1 or 2 times it decided to put all 600 horsepower towards traffic. I was like, whoa, that's sketchy. But anyway, it's...
That's the thing about self-driving car tech. It's just like when something errors on a computer, it's like, oh man, when something errors in a car.
when your computer has that hesitation, you don't want that in traffic. But my point is, the first time I sat on any trip with any distance and used that feature, which honestly was when you were with me, I was sold at that moment. I was completely sold.
Because it's not, everyone thinks it's great for like the open road, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, that's when I kind of sort of want to, have the control of the car. It's when it's in stop and go traffic pointlessly for 3 hours, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Then it's like, all right, please handle the gas and brake for me. Cause
And there's a few times like some asshole, excuse me. Drink.
Cheers. Also, Nick said the S word earlier too, but we didn't give him anything for it.
I?
So
Crap.
So there you go, guys. All 3 of us. We all
Wait, I did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't catch it.
You
I
said
didn't catch
something was
either.
like crappy, but you used the real word for it.
I didn't catch it.
It was during your
I didn't-
Modern Warfare thing. So
I didn't catch it. Okay. my
yeah,
bad.
because Modern Warfare made you angry again. You've already gotten it out of your
flashbacks.
life, and it still came back. It's still in your head, rent free for a second.
So what I was starting to say though is like, when I'm on the open road, I'm perfectly fine. Like I don't actually want the car to steer itself in the open road. I'm fine with distance maintenance, and all that, and not having to touch the gas and the brake. But when I was in traffic, there's always some jerk, especially in LA, downtown New York, any major city, always has those people that are gonna like, there's enough room to stick maybe Paris Hilton in there, and they're gonna fit a whole semi truck or something in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple times I'm like, let's just see how the car handles this. And every single time it's actually handled it. It didn't brake check the guy behind me.
It just smoothly
It just
decelerates,
smoothly sort of
lets them in.
stopped.
Nice.
Yeah, and lets him in. But the only problem is it kind of waits a little bit to start going again. So then people behind them start to look at that as an opportunity.
Yeah, because it's like, let the semi truck in, because that always sucks if you're a semi truck trying to merge in LA traffic.
But what I'm saying is when it recognizes a car has moved in front of it, it gets a little bit conservative on the distance it
so what
maintains.
happens is you let the semi truck in, and then inadvertently the car lets 3 other people in that are just tailgating
or a
each
regular
other.
car. A regular car will still
Yeah.
create a big enough gap. So what I'll usually do is when someone's merging in, I'll kind of just override it, which all you have to do to override it is just put any weight on the pedal. You don't have to push it. It just knows when it's being touched.
Do anything to the controls, right? And then
And then I override it, and then I just hit resume, and off it goes. So it's one of those things that like I never thought. I mean, self-driving Tesla's had that feature for like 10 years now, right?
Feature had Tesla.
But my point is like,
yeah.
Volvo's had it for a long time.
All the Tesla
These are
fanboys are
things
gonna-
that I'm experiencing as a car guy for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, where have you been all my life?
And you're kind of coming from it in like the
more mature
I want to go
era.
fast kind of car guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so those aren't usually features that you used to look for in cars. You know what I mean? It was just like, no, how fast can this thing go? And then you get some nice little creature comfort, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that cars can be used.
Not to mention, how nice it is to have a SUV that can go 0 to 60 in like mid 3-second range.
It's still so funny watching it from the outside. It's like this brick of metal, and then it's like, okay, bye. It literally sounds like if I feel like it should sound like the
Jetsons movie.
yeah, or like the old cartoons where it's like they used to have that sound effect whenever like somebody would run off screen.
Well,
yeah.
after I learned how to do like
Launch control.
well, not launch control because it doesn't actually have a launch control, but it does allow brake boosting if certain perimeters are met.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
Anyway.
that one time when we got it to brake over boost, and we were like, "Whoa, that launch was crazy!"
Yeah.
When you hit
and then you
play-
couldn't
so
do it reliably
we
anymore.
determined it was basically like Mario Kart. You have to have the throttle just right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you launch it at the right moment because it's a meter, then it literally slingshots.
It really is like a video game. There's literally like a boost meter, and it's like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo," and if you wait too long, it goes. "Doo, doo, 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 doo."
Do we want
So you
to
have to launch it?
Do we
want to
talk about when I was like semi-drifting the ramp? When we went to get these arms?
I didn't think you were drifting. I thought you were gripping it.
It didn't
You're
feel
gripping the
like
crap out of
drift
it.
at all.
No, the back end was completely stepping out.
Oh, so yaw control.
Well,
Fancy.
okay, so it's 4MATIC Plus.
Yeah.
And what that means with the Plus is that it can actually divert all power to the rear wheels, which it does under turning conditions.
Oh, nice. Oh, so it's not like a Haldex where it's
That
like
way
max
you're not
50.
dealing so much with understeer conditions, and you have more of a sporty oversteer.
Yeah, I definitely felt you correcting the yaw of the car in the turn. Which
I was doing
pretty
that with the
cool.
throttle.
That's awesome.
I
That's
wasn't using.
awesome.
I don't know if you saw, my wheel was countersteered most of that turn.
Yeah.
But I was throttle controlled. I was like, "This is awesome."
I was-
I was expecting understeer. Nick was in
Yeah.
the back seat, like Jay. He literally goes, Phil's over here going, "Woo, yeah." And Nick's in the back seat going, "Jay." He was like leaning into the center. It was great.
like the Alan.
I don't think that's Alan. What's that?
Oh, I think it's Steve.
Alan.
Steve.
Alan.
Oh, jeez. Comment in the chat if you guys remember that that meme from like 10 years ago.
Man. So I guess I'm a little surprised by our text that we can't live without.
It's all cars. That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
I mean,
that's pretty
like
on brand.
The second closest thing to
Okay,
text without being
okay.
text,
Real quick,
right?
lightning round before your segment ends. If you had to pick something besides your car too, what other thing would it be? I would probably say smart door lock because it's been awesome to never use my key.
Yes. I don't even have a key on my
Especially when
key
you're
ring.
carrying stuff and you're just like, oh, hey, dingus, open the front door. You know what I mean? Ding,
Yeah.
and then it opens.
I don't even
That's
have
awesome.
a key for my house on my key ring.
Dang, you're brave. I still carry one because
Oh, no. I have like the garage door key.
Oh, okay, yeah, 'cause you
but
have
here's the
extra
thing.
entrances, yeah.
I have clickers in the cars. I also have smart garage door openers. We did a video about that. That I can open with my phone if for some reason the batteries die in the keypad.
Yeah.
But the keypad gives us such a warning on low battery that if it ever goes dead, we suck.
But also, like, because you have extra ways into your place. Because my apartment
Yeah.
obviously only has one door, so
Yeah.
it's like for me, that's a single point of
You
failure.
have a window, and windows are,
I'm not gonna climb through my window because my Wi-Fi network went down. That's the
no, that is probably the
the
most
dumb
2021 statement ever.
I really don't see myself getting electronic locks like that. At least with the family I'm with.
Oh yeah.
'Cause they'd be so long.
I got news for you.
The way you phrased it, the family I'm
the
with,
family-
it's like,
are you
what,
getting,
are you
getting a new
upgrading?
family? Yeah.
No. I just know the way that they
Dude,
would
Ellis, swap your family, bro.
only. No, I just know the way they'd react to it. Is like, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do I
They're
work
gonna
it?
hack it.
Mom, Nick put a stupid door lock on the door again.
Yeah.
If you guys have ever watched Phineas and Ferb, his sister's literally Janice.
Oh, jeez.
And she's the little sister. That's the best part. Okay, let's go ahead and segue in here to Phil's topic. Are you ready?
All right.
Let him have it.
So my topic was, what new / weird hobbies are we all into? Because I see that question pop up a lot of times on our social media. Like, what else do we do besides run this YouTube
Not to
channel?
mention how many people come up with new hobbies in the last 12 months.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like straight up like new stuff. You know what I mean? So I guess I'll go first. I recently got into FPV, like freestyle drones, because
Yeah, I came to work the other day and opened the door and here,
yeah, I was
flying one around the
I was all
studio.
doing loops around the thing and everything. But like, it's like, I think I've been wanting to, because I used to fly over 10 years ago, I used to fly collective pitch helicopters and stuff, like little micro RC ones.
You're giving some nerds out there a hard on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. And it was just the most annoying part about that hobby was that you touch the tiniest leaf with a helicopter and it explodes into a million pieces, and then you have to go like repair it and glue it back together. Whereas a quad, Nick's seen it. I bounced off the wall, I bounced it off the AC thing, and then it hit like all the boxes and stuff.
Crazy
and it's fine.
how one, durable they are now.
Yeah.
And two, the protection built into them.
And three,
they're such pliable plastic.
Yeah, because the price of my quad it's $100 for the drone, and then like you bring your own transmitter or whatever, and it's like that was like $100 RC helicopter was a piece of junk that would just float away with the slightest wind back then, and now I'm like flying it outside, weaving through trees like nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to point out, yes, our air conditioner did just turn on, but I don't think they can really hear it. So I think we've actually got the audio.
Yeah, probably only the audio files with like super high end gear, and they're listening every time we talk.
It's fine. Because I don't know if it was feeling warm in here because of the bourbon or because of the temperature, but either way.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
That's fine. It's fine.
Cool.
In preparation for the show, I don't know if you guys, in the pre-chat I said in there, I hope you guys enjoy the show, because we've actually spent 3 days preparing for this stream. Not just in the hardware setup, but topics, the outlines, the going through the emails, getting the RTS or RSS feeds set up.
Yeah.
All the podcast type stuff that's going to happen after the show. Prep, which obviously I screwed up at the start of the show because I was hiding the go live button.
It's all part of the experience.
It's on brand.
It's on brand for sure.
But I started thinking like,
maybe we had, I fixed it, then we could have fixed our beginning of our stream.
Maybe. Can't get your stream started on time, fix it with I fixed it! Anyway, so
I can just cut it.
I started realizing my life is on autopilot. I haven't really done anything new. That is so loud.
Sorry. But also refreshing.
I haven't really done anything new.
Because you finished your boat, right? You
Okay.
finished like the last boat you were working on.
See, your exact words were new weird hobbies.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean that, it was mostly partly kind of building off of that audience question too, of like, just like, what are we into outside of this YouTube channel? And recently for me, it's been drones.
So since we've been back to full production in the studio after the lockdown and stuff, I haven't really gone back to model building. I've done some on the sides, like with the little destroyer you saw me working on. But I mean, when the pandemic struck and we were like all stuck in our homes for a while there, I definitely I ordered so much money worth of like equipment on Amazon. Like,
yeah, I remember like the first week of it, you were just like, well, I'm working on my boat now.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing else to do.
That ProGrade Yamato was supposed to take me a year. I did it in a month, and I spent 300 hours on it in that first month.
And he kept telling us too. No, it's probably gonna take me all year. And then the thing hits. And then suddenly he's like, I'm done, and I'm like, I mean, hey, why not?
I was spending like 15 hours a day on it.
Yeah, and I think that's a me and Jay thing. I don't know. I don't think
that's an ADHD thing.
Yeah, I did that. I got that Lego Porsche RSR.
Oh yeah.
Started quarantine. I did that in 2 days. Like every morning, I was awake when everyone else woke up. And I went to bed last at the dining table because my mom was working from home.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So I spent 2 days just building a Lego in front of her.
Well, it's like these Lego ships, right? My Bismarck, my Missouri. Those things took 4 solid nights.
Yeah,
and we're talking like 4 or 5 hours a night.
Oh, it's Lego. It's easy. No, it's still a model. it's still
tedious.
A scale model. Yeah.
And sometimes you have the wedge pieces, and one's a little longer than the other, and you realize you used it in the wrong place like 16 moves earlier, so now you got to take it back apart to find it.
Dude, Nick had trouble putting the base of the stand of the ship on the ship. That's one part.
That was just user error.
I was disappointed in you.
So yeah, that's I think one thing all three of us have in common is that like when we get into a hobby, especially if it's like super vibing with us, it's right down our alley. Like
we hyper focus the F out.
Yeah,
of
you
it.
don't see us for a week. You like I won't play a video game for like a week if I'm super into it. Like I haven't played Rocket League. Well, I mean, since I broke the controller, which was earlier the beginning of this week. So
yeah.
Honestly, that's probably for the better.
Yeah, I know. I've been getting so much drone practice. And I'm like learning split S's and stuff now. It's awesome.
But what kind of sucks is I've been watching you. Like you got that drone simulator in there now. I'm watching you fly yours, and I'm like, how much are those on Amazon?
Oh yeah,
I'm all looking around.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people that has his own hobbies, but I'll also be like, that looks like fun. I'm going to do that now.
And I mean, I feel like FPV flying is a fun hobby with multiple people because everyone gets to have fun together, but you're also in your own goggles. You're also in your own drone. And that really does change it because I thought it would be different because
I just don't appreciate when I come to walk out into the studio and you're flying back through the door at the same time. I don't like that, just so you know.
I got to post the clip on Twitter. That was hilarious.
Because you had the POV camera recording.
Yeah. And then I just see Jay just like, with his coffee and everything else spills it.
It's literally like the Simpsons intro where Homer runs back inside the house.
Yeah, exactly. We should record that as an intro. footage.
Oh my goodness.
I'll get an actual GoPro drone and everything too, and then we'll start filming with it.
So is that your hobby? Your weird hobby is just Legos?
No, I've been.
Sorry, I'm not meaning to play footsie with you.
I was like, what?
Oh,
You're late.
shut up!
Well, yeah, I mean,
Dang it.
from start of quarantine, I started with Lego. I went back to my Gunpla.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's dabbing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dabbing Gunpla. Grab it. Oh no, no, not to grab it. It's
Yeah, I won't grab it. I'll probably just bring my own.
Ooh,
He's gonna show you what a perfect grade looks like.
No, oh gosh, I don't.
B plus. Yes, I know what it means. Okay, before people get triggered.
Yeah, you built one for literally a video.
Oh, that was a master grade.
Oh, I don't know the grades.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't good enough, apparently.
It's just a 1/100 scale. The grade just is scale.
But recently, Nick's been in something clicky.
Yeah, I've been doing mechanical keyboards.
I am so shocked by
F
that.
for his wallet in chat, please.
I found
for his wallet.
another money pit hobby apart from cars and computers and.
Dude, I'll look over and Nick's. If we're in the office
Today, even he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I think I spent like 100. What was it like
Oh yeah, so
175 for your frame or something?"
Yeah, I got a bare bones keyboard, so no keycaps or switches. Basically, it's
just the thing you
PCB
plug
and
it
case.
into.
Literally
yeah.
a piece of metal for
and how much was that?
$175.
Yeah, and then Jay turned around in his seat and was like, "What?" And I was like, "I told you that's why all the mechanical keyboard guys were laughing when you were like the G Pro
GK,
keyboard
whatever,
was
yeah.
like $200 and it's
Oh yeah,
expensive."
people were giving me. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
The real
Gamers-
mech keyboard people.
Gamers already are like no wireless.
Yeah.
And okay, I don't care. I notice no latency.
Latency.
I notice no latency in my gaming at home, so I don't care. It's perfect. The G Pro stuff is awesome, but I feel like it was one of two people. Wow, you chugging that?
No,
No, I'm just trying not to make. I'm trying not to make the noise into the
I
microphone.
think the
trying
real
not to do
kicker.
this.
The real kicker is that the 175 is literally like the gateway before you get into like $500,
Well, yeah.
$600,
Yeah.
$600 keyboards.
There's always the hobby can always just go out of control.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But my point is, like, people are giving me a hard time about that because they're like, "That's so overpriced and stupid, and it's
Yeah.
wireless." And then the elitists were like,
Yeah, the real
Yeah,
mech
it's
board guys were
nothing.
like,
I
"Sit
would-
down, kid."
I legit still say that about other keyboards that I see compared to like to the price I've
Are
already
you
spent.
turning into one of those guys?
I hope not.
Are you turning into a pecker? Stop it.
I think you already are. Okay, have you considered custom cables like with the coil and everything?
Yes.
Because okay, then yeah, you're addicted. Yeah, that's the
How
point.
can you afford that? I know what you make. I pay Nick well.
Baby steps. it'll be like one item
people
every other
people
month.
start commenting on our videos like Nick needs a raise so he can pay for his keycaps.
I love how people always comment, Phil needs a raise or Nick needs a raise, but they have no context
as if they know
to
how
what
much
people are
I
making.
make. Like,
They're going to be like, well, is he driving an AMG? Yes, when he borrows it.
yeah, true. I get to borrow it.
He
Does it
gets
mean
to
I can
curb
borrow
it.
the Z?
The 370?
Yeah.
You can buy it.
and then you can borrow it forever.
Forever, yeah.
For what 20,000? I don't know what your price is going to be. But
So technically saying I could curb the wheel and you can't say anything about it.
Once your name's on the title, you can do whatever you want to the car.
Dope.
you still have to buy it.
I still have to buy it. Yeah.
You gotta sell all your keyboard caps and
I can
switches.
I would love for someone I know to take the car. I don't want it to end up in no.
I feel Nick's
takeover
like
crap.
little bit of like apprehension on that though, because it's just like
No, I think he just doesn't want to progress from a 350 to a 370. I think he wants a bigger jump or a daily like Honda Fit.
well, okay, like
Well, yeah.
just
Bottom line, I still want a daily. I shouldn't have two race cars.
The 370 is really reliable, so is the
Yeah.
350.
Yeah. But I'm like almost up to the level of 370. I have to do half cage in the seat, and then I'm there basically.
at least for
How
me.
about the Megans?
Oh, I have coilovers in the garage. I still have to put in.
What brand are they?
They are. Hold up.
Yeah, we see how much you care.
BC Racing. Sorry.
Oh wow, okay, that was better than I thought he was gonna say.
They're,
He was gonna say
they're
Raceland.
custom valves
Are
and
they-
custom springs.
Are they Oleans?
No, I don't have Olean's money.
I mean, there's MCAs on the car. All my fans down under know MCA.
That was literally
Josh
like,
Coop.
yeah. Okay, but I'm not gonna do that because import money and stuff.
But he can still spend $175 on a keyboard cage.
Priorities, dude.
Okay.
Plus, I wouldn't want to own Jay's old car because then it's just like anything you do to it, you know, Jay's gonna give you crap.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. I feel
Not
like
re- not
every-
true.
He's gonna change wheels and be like, "Why'd you put the dumb wheels on?" I can already see Jay walking into the office and immediately
That's
saying
not true.
That is so
I
true.
feel so
not
much
true.
judgment
That is
if
so
that would
true.
happen. Yeah, like
No,
you're getting outvoted right now.
I don't care what you're. Screw your vote. I know me, okay? And
We
once
know
it's-
you too.
And once it's not mine,
We know you better than you know you.
once it's not mine, I really don't care. Honestly.
I mean, neither of us are going to buy it, so it doesn't really matter.
No, I feel I'm still gonna. There will be flack inbound no matter what I do to that car.
No.
if I were to own it.
Only when you inevitably curb the wheels will I give you a hard time.
What about if I go off on track and get dirt on the inside?
That's okay. Look, you know my mentality on this. Damage earned by stupidity on the road is unacceptable, but damage earned on track is a badge of honor.
Is dirt damage though?
Yes, if you
Yeah.
sent it hard enough to go off, that's okay.
But apparently not if you keep it in the car for 6 months or longer.
Yeah.
Then
Like 3 years.
No, no. 2
left,
years.
He left his track dirt after he went flying off track in his car for 2 years.
He went off in Chuckwalla, which is really powdery sand.
It's like a soft.
I still have some of his Chuck Wallace sand in my shoes, I think,
It's
from the
still
one time
on
I
his
rode in
door
his car.
sills.
I cleaned that up already. But yeah, they're also in the cracks between the gauges on the dash.
Is there any
geez.
reason why you can't just take a little air compressor and make?
I don't have an air compressor.
But you'll spend $175 on a keyboard
Yeah,
cage.
you could have bought the air compressor.
priorities, okay?
Yeah, but does the air compressor click really
No,
nicely?
he will buy an air compressor as soon as that dirt makes its ways in between the switches.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Then he will care.
Yeah. The car's not going to complain. I'm going to complain if I have to see dirt on
No,
my-
the car will complain if you treat it wrong. Do
It doesn't give a check engine light when I get dirt on the dash.
you have a check engine light on in your Z now?
Yes, only because O2 sensor is going weird.
I appreciate you not buying my car.
You're welcome. Gosh.
He's already pre-talking crap. He hasn't even bought it yet. You're already talking crap. I told
Couple
you.
minutes before, I will not talk.
You don't own the car yet.
True.
Still receiving it for
Logic.
the car I do own.
I have over 10 years of knowledge on this guy
Yeah.
and the way he treats his cars. And like I said in the group chat the other day, I would like to believe he is capable of taking care of a car.
Don't hold your breath.
I don't, trust me.
You know, honestly, it's weird too because I'm not perfect when it comes to maintenance, and both of my cars are out over 300,000 miles, and I have no idea how it happened.
Well, no, you have
I think
the
I just got
VR6.
lucky twice.
The VR6 is pretty stout.
Yeah. I also made a huge risk buying it, like in a sketchy Craigslist deal in Compton for $1,000. It was in this Passat with like bullet holes in it and everything, and the guy really didn't want it.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I wonder why. Yeah.
And it didn't have a title and everything too, and I did some weird thingy.
It was probably on a, like, we're looking for this vehicle sheet somewhere in the police department.
APD.
Well, it's that pick apart now, so
No, it's a cube now.
it's a cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cube freaking 5 years ago when I gave it to pick apart.
Oh, it's recycled now.
Yeah, it's probably this. This is probably my old car now.
You're drinking your old car.
Yeah.
I honestly think I moved through my car hobby, kind of like I moved through all my other hobbies. I hyper focus on it. Like one day I'll super clean the car, and then it'll just get neglected, and then I'll leave it, and then get back to it. Kind
Well,
of
what kept me into cars though was the people that I met during that. Like I met a lot of. I went into it with a bunch of like my best friends from from grade school and high school, and then we met a bunch of a whole new group of friends and everything too. And then that was pretty much the only reason why I was into cars for like 10 years. It was really just like all these people that we met.
Was that your
Yeah.
feet?
That was mine.
Remember you? I can't read.
I tried.
your story.
That's why I looked, and your feet are like way over there.
Yeah, I'm cross-legged and everything, just chilling. I like how all three of our topics ended up at cars. Well, except for rage quitting, but two out of three.
I think anyone that follows the three of us,
Yeah.
know that's where it's going to
They
end
already
up.
know, yeah.
Fortunately, though, in the later section where we talk about the from the freaking audience, there's some fun topics there. Okay.
It's funny. We're like the opposite of Accidental Tech Podcast because they tried to make a car podcast and then they ended up with a tech podcast. They're a tech podcast. We're all talking about cars for half of it.
Who ended up with the tech podcast?
These Apple dudes called Accidental Tech Podcast.
They tried to talk about cars.
Yeah, they were also car guys, but then they're also
So they're
in,
like
the,
they were like
iOS devs.
they were
and
like
Mac
tech
devs and
talk.
stuff.
How we tried to do tech, but it was always about cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a shared interest, and it's something other than our day. Like, look,
because I've said
I
it
think-
before in streams. Like cars and computers go hand in hand because they're both machines, and the same type of people. Like people that are into computers can get into cars really easily once you start making those connections in your brain of like,
Well,
oh, it's a machine. You know
people
what I mean?
who See, I feel like there's different kinds of PC people though.
Yeah.
There's people that are into PC gaming. They don't care how they get their rig.
Yeah.
Then there's people who are into PC building. And I feel like the people that are like build your own enthusiasts.
Yeah, those are the car guys.
Are they're the tinkerers? They just love to tinker on
They're
anything.
either car guys or RC guys or boat guys
whatever,
or something.
or all of
them, yeah.
Building
machines,
guys.
machines in general, and just making machines do things cool is a fun hobby.
But you know what? Before we end this segment, because we're out of time, I've been recognized all over the place. Obviously, when you have this many people following you, I've been recognized in some really weird places. But the single most outside of like say a tech show, a tech show like LTX doesn't count, right? Or CES. The place I've been recognized the most in one day was actually at a track day where I was driving.
That's funny.
I counted. There was like 15 people that came up to me that day.
Wow.
And I didn't say we were going to be there.
Oh, wait. Was that the day that you brought the Z? Because I think I remember people walking up to you. Yeah. I remember
when
that,
you rode with me. We trailed it.
No, I met you up there.
But you went out on track with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you rode along.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day there was like 15.
336. We had the biggest numbers ever.
I ordered 10-inch numbers and they were like gigantic. But anyway, all right, we're out of time on that section. So there's a section of the show that I want to include, and there's a lot of explanation in this podcast because obviously you guys need to know the structure. So moving forward, you guys need to take notes because we're just going to go into the sections.
It's also so we can remember the structure. It's like training.
You guys have the
right,
outlines in front of you. Okay, so I wanted each of us to each week bring a life hack, a tech hack, whatever. And we have a video that's going live tomorrow. It's actually features you need in your system. Yeah. People always talk about various things, but I did a video where it's like, if you're shopping for parts, here are the features you honestly need. Oh, I muted me. Wrong one. Did you inhale ice?
I inhaled alcohol vapor.
Got him.
Oh my gosh.
I just heard you go quiet in my headset. I was like, oh no, did something happen in the stream? And you're like, I muted me, but it's all quiet. So.
Oh man,
Anyway.
I'm not a soundboard engineer. Okay. Tech hacks. So we have a video coming out where we talk about features that you actually need. And one of the things we talk about in there is like a clear CMOS button being really important if you want to play around with like DOCP settings with your RAM. Anything you change in the BIOS, you need a quick way to revert. Because if you break your launching of your system, you can't get it to post.
Yeah.
A lot of motherboards out there still do not have either surface mounted clear CMOS buttons or buttons on the back where the IO shield is. So I thought to myself, like, this is not something I've come up with. It's just been something I think a lot of people have done, especially when I worked in IT. People have done is you take your reset switch off your front panel connector. Who uses the reset button anymore? I remember the last time I pushed one. Why would you be pushing the reset button?
Sometimes the game locks up.
Hold the power button.
Oh yeah, I do that too sometimes. But the reset works. It's like a.
See, it's funny because I don't use the reset button because I've had times where it didn't work, and then I just had to hold the power button. So I was like, you know what? If it's not,
I feel like if it's
reliable,
like hard locked, sometimes holding reset doesn't work, especially if you're dealing with overclocks. So what you do is you take that reset front panel pin or connector, and you put that on the clear CMOS jumpers on the motherboard. So now your reset button is a clear CMOS button if you don't have one.
just don't forget.
No, you really.
know, like-
if you have a little brother or a big brother you want to screw with, just take their power button and make it clear CMOS.
Oh, dude. Wow.
Do you remember the yeah, I don't know if you were working for me yet at the time. I know I did this with a build where you were still working before you left the first time. Is on the top of the case, I made the
Kill switch?
Yeah, the kill switch.
Yeah, I shot that video for you.
Okay, you did. Okay, yeah. So I had a kill switch there where you had to push that down and push power to make it work. And I was like inspired by like cars.
And it was funny because I actually had somebody tweet me randomly like, oh, like my pet keeps pushing the power button or whatever. I was like, dude, we have literally the most perfect video for you. So yeah, I sent it over.
Yeah, just you can go to AutoZone, get a little toggle switch or whatever. So all right, Nick, what was your life hack?
My life hack was for using non-English letters for your password.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I didn't even think about that. So I thought of special characters.
Like umlauts?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't, umlauts is German, but I don't know, like,
You're thinking like an ampersand or like a, or like
yeah.
an at sign or something like that.
Well, no, people use special characters a lot.
Yeah.
But Nick was actually saying
non-English
non-English,
characters,
I think like Russian characters.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I don't know if all passwords will accept that because depending on the requirements, right?
Yeah, if it's not like a Unicode field, it probably wouldn't work. So
right, but it's worth trying because it just makes it a little bit harder to obviously be able to guess or crack that. I also feel like building upon that, it'd be really important to just continuously, like maybe every 6 months, give yourself a reminder to just go through and like reset your passwords. I can't tell you how
Or
many
get a
times.
password manager.
Or like LastPass. Today's video is brought to you by LastPass. No, I actually have used LastPass now for like 5 years.
Or 1Password, because I've also used 1Password for like 5 years. We're all dueling password managers, but yeah, no.
It's just, you better hope.
Pick one and you get and use it. Seriously, password managers are awesome.
And
You guys should
change
use
that password often, because then you're
Yeah.
giving a single point of access to everything. So make sure that's as secure as possible and from a reputable company. But I thought that was a good one.
And then I had to read the thing because I forgot what mine was. Oh yeah, shut up.
I like how you're reading it up there and not in your tablet in front of you.
Why do we have these?
Because I have to push it on and then it has to do the the Windows hello.
stream, you're gonna have a screen there.
So mine was if you're tired of saying ducking when you mean on your iPhone, go into settings, general, or just search for text replacement, and then add the word that you don't want to be autocorrected in both fields of phrase and shortcut, and the phone won't autocorrect it. And you can type that word and it won't like try to change it to anything else. It also won't autocorrect words that are close to it to that word too. So in case you actually did want to say ducking,
So you know what's
won't
funny?
correct to it. So
I need to do that. I've not added a single custom word to my library.
Yeah.
And now I keep fat fingering and it changes it to ABS.
what? Oh, actually no, I've had that
because
before.
the letters
yeah,
are all
yeah.
scooted over.
Yeah.
So I need to go in there and just make ABS switch to and.
Yeah.
It's going to really suck when I'm trying to talk about actual ABS.
Hey, do you have and brakes?
No. I go to the track, right? It'll be like, something's happening with the and system.
The end.
I wish I could just override the ABS on track anyway, but
Yeah.
no, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, so yeah, it's in text replacement. Android guys, sorry, I don't know. I haven't used Android since Ice Cream Sandwich, so it's been a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eclair was my last one.
I think both of us remember around. We both stopped using Android
you made
around
it
the
two
same
more
time.
versions than me. You made it to Ice Cream Sandwich.
Yeah, yeah.
I still think it's funny how they just take the first letter of like the alphabet as they go and just think of a dessert.
I think they're at Pi now.
Remember capsation?
That was a.
Oh, that was AMD.
Yeah, I was gonna say. C,
Never mind.
That was
C
chilly.
was.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the Android
I don't
version
know.
for C?
Cookies? I don't know. I don't know.
Cookies and cream? I don't remember.
I didn't have an Android back then.
Yeah.
I think
the first version I used was Donut, and I went all the way to like
Yeah.
Ice Cream Sandwich or Honeycomb or whatever the weird tablet version was, and then I
What
stopped.
was the one we were on back when
Probably
we were
Froyo.
using
Froyo was really
Cyanogen?
popular.
Froyo was really popular.
It's probably Froyo. Yeah, I remember.
okay.
I remember getting the Cyanogen mod around Froyo at times too.
Okay.
And all the Android guys in the chat are just like, "What? They all used Android before?" And it's like, yeah, we don't just we just use the ones
Well,
that are nice. To mess
when
right
I
now.
worked in IT, I carried both.
Oh yeah, you had to do the Marquez thing and like have five
Well, I had-
phones at every time.
This is gonna date it how long ago it was, but I had an iPhone 4 and a Samsung S3.
Oh geez, yeah.
So you can see how long ago that was, but I had to carry both.
To be fair, those were kind of the. I mean, well, obviously the iPhone's the example phone for iOS, but
Right.
like the Samsung Galaxy series is, kind of, for better or worse, the example for Android.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Nice. So hopefully that helps you guys out, helps you cuss on your phones and clear your CMOS and get more secure all at once.
It helps those arguments online be more valid if you don't have typos.
So here's what you do. When your not strong enough password for your BIOS gets hacked, you can clear your CMOS using my hack, and then you can text your friend about how ducking mad you are using his hack.
There you go, perfect.
All
That's
right,
great.
here we go.
Read the ducking manual.
This next section here, this is FTFA. We're gonna eventually have little song segues and jingles and crap going into these new sections. This is FTFA from the freaking audience.
Yep.
So we grabbed some emails. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, if you want to write into the show and you want to be a part of the show, then you need to write us at rtfm@jays2cents.com. And then we'll go through those emails leading up to the show, and then we'll pick our favorite ones. So our very first question here is coming from Omer from Germany. He says, "Hi, I'm a huge fan of the channel. My question is, what is the biggest mistake you have done in PC building? Good luck with the new show, and keep up the awesome work." Thank you, Omer. I hope I said it right. Omer. I don't know. There's no umlauts or anything, so.
It's just like saying umlaut.
Umlauts. Well, that's the U
umlauts.
with the two dots. Look at
Yeah.
a smiley face. It's all like. Anyway. Go ahead, Nick. What's the worst thing
I
you've
have to
ever done?
start
in
it
PC
off?
building? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, it's just.
Because Nick's story is the least damage. So yeah, you're starting off.
No, it's still pretty damaging.
No, it's
I'd
the
say.
least damage.
Okay. So I borked one of Jay's SSDs on set, and
Tell him how you did it.
I mixed up the power supply cables by accident. And what happened was after that video went up, we got an email from the company saying like, those aren't our power supply cables. you messed up.
That's not the first time that's happened to a YouTuber either. I know for a fact that's happened to at least one other YouTuber where he was blaming the brand, and it turns out he had the wrong cables in there.
So Nick's answer is also the only one that he broke something else, not his.
Not mine. Yeah, my computers
both me and Jay
have
have
been
broken
fine.
our own stuff. Yeah.
Well, should I tell them what drive he broke? It was back with one of the old Samsung Evo Pros.
Oh, when they were new?
Yeah, and expensive.
I didn't know that part about the
and-
story.
Now you know.
And Samsung has never been a sponsor of my channel.
And they
So
never
that was
will.
out of pocket.
Oh, no.
That was an out-of-pocket explosion, I should say. It was very non-climactic. It just didn't work, right?
Yeah.
So
And then you kind of realize afterwards, right? Because there was no fireworks, no smoke. Yeah.
when we did a video a while back talking about don't make these newbie mistakes, we specifically talked about
That.
and I think it was last week actually we did a video about this. It was don't interchange your power supply cables.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you mention it every single time you have like a modular power supply in hand.
Yeah, and
You're
you
just
know-
like, Nick broke this thing because of this.
I read the comments. I know. Actually, I think I got an email from someone that said, "Thank God you put out that video. I was building a system for my friend, and he lost his like SATA cables for his power supply. I was just going to use mine."
Oh, literally about
and
to
he
do
was
exactly
he was
what-
like, "You saved me from making a
Wow.
big mistake."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so FYI, guys, don't mix
do
and
what I
match.
did.
Like, yeah,
I just
not
wish-
even. You can get away with it with the same vendor sometimes,
Well,
but it's
okay,
like just rule of thumb. Don't even.
But
think
here's the
about
thing:
it.
you can't even just say like, "Oh yeah, that's a Superflower rebrand, and that's a Superflower rebrand," so we can just use them. No.
Yeah, because the pinouts are dependent on like the PSU manufacturer,
Yes.
like Corsair or
Yeah.
like or EVGA or whoever made the PSU, not the OEM that made the actual
unit
components.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of that stuff is not proprietary, but it's just selected by the engineers of that brand. You know,
Yeah.
maybe they have a certain connector they want to use or whatever.
Which I mean, honestly, like a bit of industry commentary, I'm surprised that that's not standardized because the other ends of the cables are. So what the heck, right?
I
Like,
wish it would be standard.
Yeah, like they should just standardize the power supply plug sides as well,
But
or
I
just
think-
use the same plug. I don't know.
But I feel like we've been asking for standardized plugs for a long time, right? RGB.
yeah,
We've been asking for standardized plugs there.
I mean, they sort of have finally settled on 3-pin and 4-pin. Thankfully, remember when it was
Yeah, but they're
4-pin?
not interchangeable.
Yeah, they're not interchangeable. But remember when they were?
NZXT will not work on anything but an NZXT hub. Corsair won't work on anything but a Corsair hub.
I'm sure you guys remember when RGB cables were interchangeable, though. They didn't have that plug on the third prong to prevent you from plugging it in. And then, ask
Yeah,
our
you-
Lick Fusion.
Yeah, you
We're
could.
cooler, man. It just doesn't light up anymore.
Yeah, you
'cause
could blow up because the addressable
That
ones
was
are 5
addressable.
volt.
Yeah.
And then standard RGB is 12 volt. You'd think it would be the other way around,
Yeah, right.
but it's not. So
No, because there are a lot more volts in the other ones.
I don't know. I haven't talked to any of the PSU manufacturers in a while, but I don't know if that's because of the fact that they want to keep people. Well, I guess it makes sense, right? You don't want to take responsibility for someone else's cable
Oh, that's a good point.
causing a problem. But at the same time, I would like to say
Because they
maybe-
wouldn't have been able to say that, right? Like if it was a standardized thing and it did pop the thing.
Well, the reason why. So,
but the reason it popped though was the cable. So
right, the pinouts were different.
yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
The only thing going there is 5 volt, 3 volt, 12 volt ground, right? So obviously those were not in the right order. But the only way they were even able to tell in that particular video that the cable was wrong is because on the PSU end of the cable it is marked. Like
Yeah.
Corsair will say like type 3, type 4.
Yeah.
EVGAs say EVGA, you
Yeah.
know. And so, but I have to wonder how much of that is liability protection of someone else's cable, or they just want to make sure if you're going to buy custom cable sets or whatever that you're buying theirs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now that's obviously taking out like companies like Cable Mod and like that
Yeah.
that make custom cables, but most manufacturers for PSUs like Corsair and Fantex and EVGA and all them, they make cable sets as well.
So I guess that's a good point. Is it really is just down to they want to keep it proprietary because it keeps all of your options for upgrading in house, right?
Look at that weird wave effect on the viewers there. That is weird, huh?
That is weird.
It looks like an ocean.
It's getting bigger.
I wonder if that's just because it refreshes at that part.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's been 70,000 playbacks already.
Or every 10 seconds somebody joins, like a bunch of people join in, they're like, oh, this thing sucks, and then they just leave.
That's probably a little more likely.
They're just like, oh, Jace just is doing a show. Oh, never mind, it sucks. Bye.
You know what would make us all feel really good right now is if you all hit that like button right now. There's only 3,000 likes. We'd like to keep this show going. We are good.
Oh, 3001.
2001. Yep.
No, I think people.
Yay, we got one more like, we win. Oh, there you go. There's 5 more.
I'm enjoying this because
Yeah.
what we've seen a lot in our vlogs is people are like, I just like hearing you guys chat and just be stupid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this is about.
And that, and honestly, that's what we are even at work when we're when we're editing. and
only
stuff.
we're a little more PG.
Just wait till we
Here?
lose structure.
Oh yeah, here on the show. I was like, not in the office.
No. Here on the show, it's very, very much family friendly, except for the couple of beeps that I would have liked to have added in there.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry.
oh man. Okay, so my biggest mistake I've ever made building a computer to this day is still back in the old Pentium D era. I remember I had an Asus motherboard. I had a Pentium D. It was my first, because I was coming off of a Pentium. It was my first multi-core CPU, 2 cores, 2 threads, right?
Oh yeah.
I was super excited. Everyone told me you should wait because Core 2 Duo is coming out. People always know these things ahead of time, right? I don't know how they know that. Anyway, so everyone told me wait, and I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm excited. Back then, you could interchange the CPU power plug and like supplemental power for like PCI slots and stuff and AGP.
Yeah,
and
the
all that.
pinouts were like the same or something, right? Like the ATX 12 volt.
The key was the same,
Okay,
but
yeah.
the pinouts were
Different.
backwards. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
you
just-
could accidentally plug a GPU power cable into the EPS
yes,
power slot
and it
on
was
the
just
motherboard.
12 volt and ground, 4 plugs. It was just 4 wires, and they were backwards. And I remember I
no.
plugged it in and I turned on the power, and I just heard. I literally heard a little pop, and then I saw a little, like one of the little chiplets just go with a bubble on it. I was like, it actually bubbled.
Like an SMD on a motherboard or something?
Yeah. It was down near the
Jeez.
South Bridge. And then what's funny is I just was like, uh-oh. And I just put it back in the box, and I took it back to PC Club. I was like, it won't boot. And they gave me another one.
Oh my gosh,
That
I
was
haven't
really
heard that store name in a while.
PC Club?
PC Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I built my Pentium 3 from there.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Sorry,
so
Dad.
we all started
Sorry,
from
Dad,
there.
for your wallet.
Wow.
And the thing that sucked about PC Club is it wasn't the cheapest, but
Yeah.
you could go there and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally just like Fry's or Riker Center is that,
But
you
just-
can't underestimate the fact of being able to go into a store.
But it was
grab your
tiny
stuff.
and crappy,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean,
so.
all the PC stores back then really were, though, because we were super nerds that no one cared about yet.
I was just really lucky I didn't kill the CPU itself. It was
Oh,
just
wow.
the CPU
survived.
So I took them. I boxed the motherboard back up because I literally was back in the store like within an hour, and I was like, it's not working. I think it's DOA.
Yeah.
And then they took it in the back and they tested it. They would test on the spot.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't just
Yeah,
take
they
your.
have
Yeah, it's not
test
like
rigs.
Amazon where they
Yeah.
just take your returns nowadays. No.
We're talking. This is like 2002, maybe 2001.
You had to like haggle with the store owner to get them to even accept your return.
Well, I had bought so much stuff there over the years, they didn't really argue with me, but they
Okay,
still had
cool.
to test it. Like even Fry's would test stuff, right
Yeah.
there when you first walk in. Fry's, can we get a little F in chat?
Oh
for
yeah,
Fry's?
F for Fries.
No, but
man.
like I said, I was back to the store like within an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's not booting. I was just like,
Yeah, you're
And
just
you
like,
put- they put
can't
their
wait to get my
little-
money back.
they put their little test CPU in there and they're like, yep, okay. And they grabbed another one off the box and did like an exchange and gave it to me. And I was like, okay, this time we're going to make sure the right cable goes into the right one. I never sweat so hard on that next boot because I didn't know if the CPU was bad. And remember that Core 2 Duo back then was like 300 and something bucks,
Yeah.
you know, which you're talking about.
Or Pentium D, right? The one that you
I'm
bought.
sorry.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Because that Core 2 Duo, which I think was
it was
your
it was
thinking about.
Pentium D, and I didn't have the money to replace that. I
Yeah.
really didn't. So I was just like literally sweating. But thank goodness it all worked. I did something.
Oh
shady
wow!
that
So
I'm
it
not
worked
proud
even
of.
with the burnt component on the motherboard.
No, the replacement motherboard.
Oh,
worked.
replacement motherboard. Nice.
But the CPU wasn't damaged. By it.
Okay.
I just got lucky that whatever provides power to the CPU died before it provided
It got
power.
to the-
yeah. Or that the CPU just shunted it.
The CPU's like, oh,
Yeah.
all you got.
Yeah, just like, oh, here, South Bridge, and the South Bridge is like,
Oh, Southbridge.
Jeez.
Something we have to deal with. We haven't had to deal with in Intel in a long time.
I think we still have South Bridges, right?
Oh no,
It's
you're right.
The North
well,
Bridge
they call
that
it
got
chipset.
Yeah, now they call it a chipset.
The
but
North
yeah.
Bridge is gone,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
North Bridge is now in the processors.
So
So my biggest my biggest PC mistake was I don't know if any of you guys remember those old Athlon, like the OEM coolers where you had to stick a flathead or knife into the thing, push it, and then rotate it outwards to free the cooler.
dude, a lot of the Ryzen coolers are still that way.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
aftermarket ones, right? Like
Yeah.
like even at least AMD even moved to a better system for that.
Right, but
yeah.
but prior to Ryzen, actually, FX was that way.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
The
they
little
kept
metal
using it
slot,
that
you had to
long?
like push a screwdriver in there.
Yeah. So anyway, my I was using a kitchen knife and then it totally slipped, and I just like so many SMDs flew off the motherboard.
Did you say you like shaved the board?
Yeah, no, literally, like probably at least 10 or 20 SMDs just went, and they just splattered across the inside of the case, and we're just like, and I'm like, Mom, the computer broke. I don't know what happened.
They just fell off.
Sorry, Mom, I love you.
just fell off.
Thank you for buying me another computer or another motherboard.
Is your mom actually watching?
Huh? Oh, I've already told her the story. I've already apologized for this, but
But is she actually watching?
No.
Oh, okay.
But if she does,
Oh, hold on. Let me
sorry
text my mom.
again, and I love you again. And forever.
All right, moving
Yeah,
on
she
here.
bought that mother. And they were, again, back then, PC parts were just so much less affordable.
Yeah.
Because it was such a niche.
Yeah.
You have to go to you have to find a PC store in your town, which was like already a crapshoot, right?
We're spoiled in SoCal. We have Micro Center.
yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't like shopping at anymore because it's too crowded.
The irony.
Well, we've been there a million times prior to all like the pandemic making everyone buy and build computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you could walk in there and it was not super crowded. Now it's like trying to get help sucks.
I
you
think-
know?
Yeah.
Okay. For regular shoppers, I mean, I don't like using like
Any
status
special
and
treatment.
But the thing
that
is,
you
if
get
I walk
there,
in there, like employees themselves will come up to me and be like, "Hey, what do you need?" Of course, they know if I'm there to buy something, they want that commission. They want that money, right? So
I guess that makes sense,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they've seen me come in there and spend like $7-8 grand at a time.
Yeah.
You know, and so
because
they're
when
just,
we need parts, we kind of need parts, right?
yeah, and so they're just like, "Ooh, Jay's back. You know, I'm gonna eat steak tonight." So anyway, I'm serious. When we spend money at Micro Center, we spend money.
Let's just say the manager.
Except for once we became sponsored by them, and then they realize it's all being done in employee discount, and they get like hardly any commission on it. But
Yeah, now everyone runs away from us. They don't
yeah,
even,
they're like, "Oh,
they don't even want Jay's
he's a
signature anymore.
cheapskate."
Oh, doesn't matter.
All right, moving on.
Jay's back.
Brendan doesn't say where he's from. He says, "Hi guys, huge fan, and I wanted to make sure I asked a question that has nothing to do with tech. We really appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you got the applause. Thank you.
So, what are your guys' experience with debt? Any kind really. If you've ever been in debt, how have you avoided it? If that's too much of a loaded question, I totally understand. Huge fan and super excited to see the new podcast. I love this question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm someone that has been on both ends of the spectrum of massive debt.
I guess so. Should me and Nick go first because we probably have a lot shorter answers and less in
You
depth?
guys have shorter answers, but I had what my solution was.
Yeah.
So-
So as far as me, couple credit cards that I just didn't care about for a little bit, and then now I'm just back up on top of it. So yeah, I mean not really
But I
that
mean,
crazy.
you've fallen behind before. You've ended up in collections and stuff, no?
a little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
like a couple times, but not.
And
not
I don't
anything
think people
serious.
realize, especially young viewers watching us, right? I don't think they understand how long a collection will follow you.
Oh yeah, it's like
Especially if you
7,
want to
10
buy
years?
a car or a house.
10 years or something, 7 years.
7
a
to 10.
while,
7
yeah.
to 10. It depends on the type of debt it is.
Yeah.
Or the type of default, I should say.
Oh, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I've done a lot of debt. I have one credit card.
I don't think
And-
Nick's ever been late or like gone to collections for
I
anything.
paid everything off early.
I feel like Nick's too
I make a
organized
budget.
for
I
that.
stick
Yeah,
to it.
So Nick is someone that I wish I was when I was younger.
agreed.
Okay, so but I still remember. Oh, good.
Oh, I wouldn't say you want to be me because I'm also scared to spend sometimes. Like,
I don't like spending. What are you
Also,
trying to say?
then you have to look like that, and then that sucks. Like, look at that face.
That is unfortunate.
you want mechanical keyboards as a hobby?
No.
He already has boats, dude. How's he gonna get that past the wife? $200 artisan keycap.
Yeah. Gundam model kits and and mechanical keyboards are like two hobbies you probably don't want to collect because I don't want to know how much I spent on Gundam models. 'Cause I
Anyway,
have a
okay.
backlog.
Besides being the Nick part,
Well, that Yamato probably cost me $1,000 for the model and then all the tools and stuff.
Yeah.
For it, you know.
but well, of course this is our brand, right? We're all off tangents because I digress, right?
No, I say that.
Sorry.
You haven't said it in a while.
said
I'm
me
sorry,
words.
Phil. Only
people-
Jay gets that.
People have been like commenting that Jay has digressed in a while.
It's because
If
he's
I-
so hyper focused
If
right
I
now.
digress, no, they're talking about like he's talking about in the videos.
Yeah, in
If
videos.
I
Yeah.
digress,
Yeah,
people are like, "Why does he say that? It's stupid." If I don't, they're like, "Why isn't he saying the thing?"
There's no winning for you.
No, there's not.
No, but I was gonna say a model is a little bit more easy to understand why it's expensive for like regular people, like people that aren't in the hobby,
Right.
versus a keyboard. Like explain why a keyboard is expensive to somebody that's outside of the hobby, and it's like you're not gonna get.
Well,
through
it's
to them.
one off.
Dude,
it's
I'm-
custom made stuff.
I'm in the hobby. I still don't understand why some
But then
models
you
are
look at
expensive.
you look at the intricacies of Jay's model ship, and it's like, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
get why
Yeah.
this is expensive.
Well, and that same ship, which was $300 and some odd dollars, you could get for $80, but the detail level's not there.
yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, anyway, debt.
Yeah.
So Nick's good. I was a little bit worse, and then that's up to you, Jay.
yeah. Well, if Nick keeps it up, he'll never have to worry about trying to fix it because fixing it sucks. Okay.
It goes down a lot faster than it comes
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
I watch my Experian like a watchdog.
Oh yeah.
Do you have it locked?
Locked?
No, you can. If you have Experian, you can lock it.
Oh, before I go to like a car dealership or something.
Well, that way somebody can't open an account, and that's not identity theft. Okay, so moving on. So I remember my very first credit card purchase. I remember how excited I was. I got a credit card. I was like, these idiots gave me $300. And,
Yeah, same here.
and I went to Circuit City and I bought a PlayStation 2 controller.
nice.
Oh man.
And then I got like food. and
Yeah.
gas, and they're like the things you should never put on credit cards.
And then you like
Because I was like, wait a minute, I could have this stuff now,
Yeah.
and I can keep the money in my pocket.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
and you cleverly forget the third part, which is I still have to pay for it.
Well, the third part was payment was due, but I had a seasonal job, and the job go bye-bye.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, at least I was still working like constantly throughout all
It was
this.
only a $300 card, which seems to be the starting limit for everybody, right? $300.
Yeah.
I got
So,
500.
yeah.
Well, hallelujah.
Oh,
I got
look at Mr. Moneybags over here.
You're buying the next car for the
Sorry,
company.
here, let me replace your expensive.
Yes, please.
Says the guy in a red cup. So, anyway,
Budgets and
so
priorities,
my
Jay.
point being was, my point being was, I didn't have work, but I still needed to like have money, so I got another credit card.
Oh, you did the stereotype.
Oh, I was 18. I was stupid.
You did the
still
complete-
stupid, but I was doing 18-year-old stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
You're smart,
Let's
stupid now.
let's fast forward to a couple of years prior to me starting this channel. I had 11 maxed out credit cards. 11.
A lot of people don't know that about Jay. Like, a lot of people just think he's like walking in 3090s all the time.
That's just 2021 right now. But, no, so we had a family member who had a perfect credit score, and she trusted us to put my wife and I's car on her account as a cosigner. Of course, I never missed a payment because I'm like, I'm not screwing them up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Isn't that like it changes it, right? When somebody else gets involved, you're
It
like,
was an extra level of like maturity,
Accountability?
right?
Yeah.
So we owed them thousands of dollars. I owed my grandma thousands of dollars. I owed my parents thousands. I literally was raiding Little Jay's piggy bank when she was a baby. Not even kidding. That's how out of control the spending versus the maturity of money management was. Then we ended up finding a class called Dave Ramsey's Financial University or Financial Peace class.
not sponsored, by the
Not
way.
sponsored. No,
Just
but
clarify
anyone
that.
out there, anyone out there that
reference.
has ever heard of Dave Ramsey will know exactly what I'm talking about. And so what I ended up doing was when this channel was not making much money at all. People think that this channel is just like overnight started
Yeah,
making
you hit upload on the first video.
millions of dollars, right?
If only.
They don't realize there's a
But
slow burn to it.
I was still working full time in IT,
Yeah.
not making great money. People know like IT techs don't make great money. They're not like software engineers.
Yeah.
You know. But what I said was, and I promised my wife, I said, look, as this channel starts making money, I remember my first like $4 I got on AdSense. I was like, $4,
Yeah.
which you don't even get paid till you get 100. So it just sat in there, right?
Yeah.
But I remember I was like, I just basically paid for a coffee by doing uploads. That's cool.
Yeah.
But when it started being like $150, $200 a month, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to take every penny of that and I'm just going to roll that into my debt payoff plan.
Because essentially it's free money because it's outside of your normal income at that point.
Now I'm going
Yeah.
to give you guys just a quick footnote edition of the snowball debt payoff of Dave Ramsey's. Wow, Dave Ramsey's. I've only had one, guys. We're fine.
Dave's 2 cents now.
Yeah. No, so it's the debt snowball, where basically people think they need to pay off the highest limit card first with the highest balance because they're like, I want to save on that interest. No.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the smallest.
You want to pay the minimums on those, but you want to take the smallest card and you want to sell stuff you don't need. You need to make extra money as fast as possible. Get rid of crap you don't need. Go do some odd jobs or whatever, or just pay 20 extra bucks a month or whatever on it. Pay off that $200 card or whatever. Then when that card's paid off, you take that payment plus the payment you were going to be making, additional, and you roll that into the next one. And when that card's paid off, you take that money, roll to the next one, next one. So I ended up getting out of credit card debt by doing that. So then you can apply the same thing. When all the credit card debt is gone, you start applying it to the car payments. When the car payments are gone, you can apply it to house payments.
If you don't mind me asking, like, so in total, at like the worst point, you were at what, like 5 figures of credit card debt?
No, it wasn't even that much. It was probably like,
Okay, like
30,
four-
it was probably like 35, 40,000.
So
at
that's
the
5
most.
figures.
Oh, I was thinking 6. I don't know why. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't think you were that irresponsible. Jeez,
I was thinking 5 zeros. I was thinking 5 zeros. I'm only thinking zeros, Phil.
first credit card. I'm gonna go buy Ferrari real quick. If that somehow would work.
Well, let's put it this way. It was a salary, honestly. But that's just the credit card debt.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the car payments and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, right. See, and that's one thing
So what we did is when that credit card debt was gone, we ended up then taking all of that money, because at that point we were paying like $600-700 a month on credit card debts. Once that was gone, we paid off the ant as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And then when that was gone, that was when I felt like I'm out from under a thumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the car thing too. It's like that's part of the reason why I've never bought a car that like I had to get a loan for.
Yeah.
Still, like both of my cars I've just bought cash because I know at least myself, and I don't think I'm financially responsible enough to be responsible for that big of a payment that long of a time. And
Right.
so I've always just been I'm just gonna own the thing, so that way at least I own it. And you know what I mean? Like it's mine.
But that mentality wasn't something I ever had.
Yeah.
So it got me into big trouble.
It took me a while too to learn
But
it. You know what I mean?
am happy I went through that because let me tell you right now, with the amount of like money this company makes, right? It's
if you were your old you with this much
you
income,
wouldn't see all these assets because people that had the mentality I had before,
Yeah.
they spend the money as fast as they make it. You've heard that whole like money doesn't solve problems because if your mentality is wrong,
Yeah.
and you're spending the money as more money, more problems, right? If you're spending as fast as you make it, it doesn't matter if it's $10 an hour or $1,000 an hour. You're
seeing zero.
Yeah,
in your bank, in your savings account, right?
Yeah. And that was another thing that was actually very important from that Dave Ramsey taught us was the zero balance. You have to have your bank account balanced to zero at the end of the month. People go, wait a minute. No, you're supposed to leave a cushion. Absolutely. The cushion has a number associated with it. It should always balance zero at the end of the month. Every dollar has a name. Every dollar has a purpose.
Yeah, if you set your 0 point at $1,000, then if you are $995 in your account, then you're -5. Like you have to think of it that
Right.
way.
And that money, like if it's savings,
Yeah.
needs to be moved out of the bank account into a savings account.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it has to be net zero at the end of the month because every dollar has to have a name.
Or-
If it doesn't, it disappears.
As close as the bank will let you, because some banks charge now. When
No, I'm not
you don't
saying
have-
that has to be a zero balance.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
but-
saying the budget must be balanced
yeah,
to zero.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So that was a major thing. Now we have I think I might have maybe $1,000 on a credit card right now because after I screwed up my credit like I did, I had to build it back.
Yeah.
But and
Can't
since
build it without using it too, which is the ironic thing about the credit system.
yeah, but I also was 2 years ago was trying to buy a house, right?
Yeah.
So I had to have credit, and I built it back. But yeah, so there's, man, that was
And now you have a Learjet with your card. Remember when we unboxed it? It literally was like a leather sheet and like a picture of a Learjet.
really embarrassing me.
Me and Mark were just like, dude, when are we going to Cancun, man? When are you going to fly us on your private jet?
I don't have a jet, guys. I only have access to one.
Yeah. No, a concierge that'll get you
It's a
access.
I have a
Yeah, you
concierge.
could literally call.
I've never used it.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I've never
Jay's
used
never
it.
used.
So, all right.
He just, like, in his words, he was just like, I just thought it'd be funny to have this, and plus it adds points to your credit. So
Yeah, it's like the Lamborghini guy. When I was living in Hollywood Hills with a little AMG, now I've got a big AMG.
and a big credit card with a big Learjet.
No, to be honest, I don't have a very big credit limit. I don't like them raising them. I don't allow them to. I don't use it. The problem is like the more you don't use your credit card, the more they raise it because they want to tempt you to use it, which is I don't
Yeah,
like
because at the end of the day, they do want you to go into debt a little bit.
Of course,
that's because that's how they make
that's
the
the
money.
American way.
White picket fence and debt. Welcome to
Capitalism.
America.
Oh,
Jeez.
man. Okay, so that I think that was a good topic. That was a good one,
Yeah,
Brendan.
great question.
Daniel from Germany. 2 German questions today. He says, I'd like to know who has the craziest ideas for the videos and projects on the team. Thanks for answering. It's because I'm crazy. Okay, why don't
Crackhead
how
of the
about
award.
instead of me giving you guys the pulling back the curtain?
steal some?
Yes. Instead of pulling back the veil and telling you guys like my thought process, why don't you guys tell the audience what it's like coming to work?
Okay, so a friend asked me recently what my schedule was for work, and I was just like, it's basically 2 things. Be here at 9 and be ready for some
Hey, you got it.
So, I honestly, and I love coming into work. I make it a point to like not even ask Jay, hey, what are we filming tomorrow? Because it's fun to be surprised to come into
Yeah.
work and just be like, all right, today we're filming this water loop exploding. And I'm like, yes, 140 PSI through a compressor, let's go. So, yeah.
I like the element of surprise, apart from unloading the boxes from the car.
It's usually like I get in before Nick. Like I'm usually here before everybody.
Yeah.
And then Nick comes
I'm on
in,
Filipino time, so 9:04.
which is on time. We give it like a 5-minute cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Like Nick will walk in and I'm like, I'll just go boop boop. Nick, back of the car, and then he's like, oh, what boxes do we have today?
Yeah, it's usually, yeah.
Some people might be like, well, then why is it Jay bringing his own boxes? That's just stupid because I'm too busy carrying in my coffee. Okay.
He has employees for that.
The one time I dropped my coffee by the door, remember? It was all
Oh,
stained.
yeah. Oh, my God. Dude, it was on the ground for like 2 weeks because it was all sugar and sticky. And
Wait.
oh, man.
Oh, that's why
He dropped his full coffee and he was so like depressed the whole day.
Dude.
because it was the whole coffee. You didn't even get to sip it.
So did you clean it up eventually, or is it something I have to work on?
The 2 rainstorms we get a year did it.
Oh, outside.
outside.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the steps.
I was thinking
before,
on the concrete right in front. I'm like, oh no.
No, it was on the concrete right in front of the door.
Oh, okay, not inside.
Not inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is dangerous, dude. No wonder that one time
it's
when we
good,
were
huh?
playing Rocket League, you were.
I was like,
I looked over at one point and Jay's car was upside down spinning, and he was like, I don't know what to do. And me and Mark were just. Anyway, I digress.
I'll be honest. My thought process usually is like, I'm just like, I wonder what we're doing today. You know?
No, you can't tell us that. We can't have 3 people that don't know what
Yeah.
we're doing today.
No, I usually so I do have a notepad that I keep on here. That's video ideas.
Like a brainstorm
Yeah.
pad.
Oh crap! We're
Why
out
does
of
it only
them.
have
I just
one
filmed because that's the last one. I read
I
them
was
as
like,
we
why
go.
does it only have one line?
Okay, fine. So we're gonna do the thing that Brian and I will normally do, and Brian's behind the scenes. People are like, "Who the heck is Brian?" There's only 3 of them. Brian's right there. Did you guys see him? No. We just have to get real hammered and start writing down things again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No,
You do it
seriously.
right now. You should call him.
I
No,
know,
I'm kidding. I don't know if he wants to be online.
It's going through his head. He's
No,
thinking
I'm looking
about
at the clock. I'm like, do we have time? We do.
We have 5
Yes.
minutes.
I know
He's
Brian's
thinking
listening.
about it.
Brian, here we go.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. It's still paired, right? He's
Yeah.
still,
No,
he's still
it's
paired to
pairing.
Ruby.
Hold on, it's pairing. We got a couple minutes left in the show. We can do this.
So if you guys didn't know,
boy.
the Rode Podcaster Pro, whatever the heck this thing is called.
Whatever the heck this thing is called.
It's still weird not cussing. Anyway,
It's awesome. I love this thing.
yeah, it has Bluetooth in. And
All right, so see the blue light? We are connected. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and Brian, I'm sorry.
Phil,
Oh no, that's FaceTime call.
Phil, you saw the moment when he started thinking about it, right? He was
Oh,
just-
yeah.
He was staring at the light.
I gave him the thought.
You planted the
Of course,
seed.
yeah, of course I saw the moment.
Oh,
I
he's
accepted.
calling me.
Oh,
No, hold on. I don't want to do FaceTime.
why not? It'll be funny.
Because I don't know exactly what'll happen.
Oh, with the audio routing and stuff.
I forgot how to.
Just call him normally.
I'm trying.
Just ask the dingus. I don't want to say it to activate anyone.
I know. I forgot how to. Dude, where have I? Okay, you know what? I know his number.
Okay, Google, tell Alexa to set a reminder
There
for
we go.
Siri to tell Jay to
All right, here we
how
go.
to call
Here we
a
go.
phone.
Here we go. This is the best part about this mixer.
Yeah, the fact that you can just Bluetooth the phone call.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Oh,
Me and
God.
Nick had the same
What's
idea.
going on?
I assume
Yeah.
you're watching.
I am.
Okay,
I am.
so then you know what the subject matter is right now.
I
Right.
do, yeah. How we get our videos.
How we get
It's
our
alcohol,
ideas.
everybody. We have alcohol issues.
Okay, well,
It is wonderful.
Jay needs a refill. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to pour him
What I-
one, though. I don't want to be responsible
I
for
gotta
it.
drive home soon.
What-
Yeah.
What I
Oh,
usually
yeah, we
do
all
is
do.
I'll
Crap.
drink.
Let Brian talk.
Okay. What I usually do is I will drink. I will give Jay ideas. He'll say no, and then he'll drink, and then he'll give me ideas.
And then the same
And
idea
then
I
we're
said no
both
to.
drinking. And then after a while, we're just giggling, and then we hang up, and then we figure out we have like 250 ideas at the end of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know that episode of The Office where they're like Dwight and Jim team up, and he's like, eat a brog, eat a frog, eat a dog. He's like, those are all his ideas of how to do a prank, and he's like, yeah, I don't get number 400. Yeah, there's like, it's like, oh man, we got to sift through these. Oh,
How to add RAM. How to add hard drive.
and the best part is we're paid for it. No, usually it turns into like, that's a really good idea, but who's gonna be stupid enough to sponsor it?
And then that's my job right there.
That is your
I'll
job.
Find that. Don't worry. I will find that. Yeah, usually 70-80% of them are usually really bad ideas.
Yeah.
But we do them anyways because
All our
that's fun.
sponsors right now are like, why are we still sponsored?
80% of the time, it works every time.
Why? Because almost 3.3 million. That's why.
That's why.
And that's how I sell.
Yeah.
I usually start with our conversation. 3.3 million. Don't look at me.
There you go, Brian. Now 77 people know our secret on how we get sponsorship.
plus the replays.
Oh yeah, plus 90,000 replays.
Well, don't forget.
Great. This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Hi, everybody.
I miss you, dude. Oh, that's funny.
All right. Thanks, Brian, for taking our call.
All right.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Catch you later.
Bye bye.
Bye, Brian.
So if you guys,
Dude, I hate that guy, man.
He's
Brian
such
sucks.
a jerk.
We can't even keep a
Brian,
straight face.
Brian is my brand manager. He handles he's my best friend. He's also a officer of the company, and he handles all of the brand deals.
He is the kindest soul on
You know what's
planet
funny?
Earth.
I have to ask him.
yeah.
I have to ask him, who's our sponsors this month? I don't even know at the
Wait,
time.
so basically, whenever I ask you what the ad is in the video, do you ask Brian?
No, usually I reference a schedule sheet he sends me. Now, I get the final say on the brands. I get to say yay or nay, but he handles all of the stupid back and forth that takes place.
Yeah. There's been a few times though where you didn't have a schedule yet and you'd have to like ask him or whatever, which was always kind of funny.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
It's like, hey, ask your mom.
But we have an amazing team here.
Yeah.
It's not just me like dictatoring everything. Dictatoring?
I don't want to know about your potatoes and your.
I get it.
Okay. All right, guys. Unfortunately, it is time to end the show. I forgot to have you make an outro bumper. So
You can just play the intro.
all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode 1,
The maiden voyage.
the RTFM show. We would
The USS RTFM show.
we would definitely appreciate your guys' feedback. Please give us your feedback to rtfm@jays2cents.com. As always, I am Jays2cents on Twitter. You can find our stuff down below.
I am freaking Phil, and that is
Coconut Monkey.
He made
Not on
the
Twitter.
name. Don't.
Yeah, I made it. It's only IG.
Yeah. So seriously, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We want you guys to be a part of it as much as possible. And we're going to be doing this every single week. I'm thinking Friday at 3. It might potentially move to Tuesdays. I haven't decided yet. But we need to get out of here because WAN Show's probably getting ready to start. And of course, people are like, don't go too past WAN Show.
How do we raid them on YouTube? I don't know how that works.
They don't stream on YouTube. They stream on Twitch, which is why we're better. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.
Make sure you check out the RTSS,
Rivatuner
RSS
server.
feed. And all. Go to anchor.fm/RTFM show, and you'll find the audio links as soon as they're propagated. Thanks for listening, guys. And as always, we will see you in our next one. And where's the stop button? There it is.
End button. Wait, no, you have to click again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.